This is Tim Portage. May I help you?
Hi, Tim. Good afternoon.
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
How are you doing? My name is Anthony Brown. You returned a call. When was it? Last week sometime, asking to speak to the assessor for Jefferson Parish. And
Yeah, I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm going to go back and. What was your name?
Anthony Brown.
Anthony Brown. Got it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was just calling you because I know you spoke to someone in the office and you had some questions about the constitutional amendment.
Yes, yes, yes. And just for clarity, your name is Tim, right?
Yes, Tim.
Okay, that means you're not actually the assessors. You're not the Jefferson Parish
I am
assessor.
not the assessor. The assessor is Thomas Capella. I
Right.
am his first. I'm his first assistant.
His first assistant. No,
Yep.
no, correct me if I'm wrong, Tim. His first assistant, that means you're not an elected official. You're basically appointing or somebody who is assisting
Nope. I'm an employee of the Jefferson Parish Assessor's Office.
employee, right? You're an employee.
That's
You
it.
right. Now, the truth about it, the question that I need to be answered, or the opinions or views that I'm trying to get, is from the assessor himself, that person who came to the people at Jefferson and said, look, I want to be your assessor. I'm the best person for the job. My name is on the ballot. If you vote for me,
Okay.
I
So
swear.
what's your question, and I'll get you the answer.
Okay, well, when you say get me the answer, you'll set an appointment for him to call me or for me to call him back?
Yep, but I need the way he would like this to go on, and the way we've worked for going on 8 years now
Mm-hmm.
is I just get some general information and give him some information and let him decide what the answer is or figure out what the answer is instead of just coming in here unannounced and without any information. We'd like to be able to probably do a little research for you.
Mm-hmm.
And if
Well,
it's just
okay, well,
about the 50% increase, it's really stemming out of Orleans Parish. This really doesn't have anything to do with Jefferson, even though it's a statewide constitutional amendment.
mm-hmm.
But it's really stemming out of Orleans because of the B&Bs that are popping up all over Orleans Parish. And what's ultimately happening is people are selling their properties now for a very large sum compared to what the initial value was, and that is affecting the overall value of
Hold on,
other homeowners in
Tim,
that area.
Tim, 1 second. I want get you. I want understand you fully because you basically jump right into the explanation, and I think I'm going to allow you that privilege to do that. You asked that if it was related to what? What you asked if it was related to? You said you
The
said
constitutional. I was told that you had initially called asking information about the constitutional amendment
right.
that is on the ballots, statewide,
Mm-hmm.
that has to do with the reappraisal of residential property every 4 years that could result in an increase of 50.
Right. Okay. Yes, that's what I wanted to talk to the assessor about. No, you are
That's
saying,
right.
and then your response to that was that even though it's on the ballot, repeat what you said a while ago. Even though it's on the ballot, it won't affect Jefferson Parish.
It will affect every parish statewide, but that is only if the assessor in any parish, not just Jefferson, not just Orleans, in any parish where a reappraisal every 4 years is done on residential property owner, if the assessor in his or her authority deems property to be increased by more than 50%, 50%, that would require the sheriff to collect that increase incrementally in 25% increments over 4 years.
Okay. Again, I understand that you are the assessor assistant. And it really wouldn't be fair for me to pose the questions or get answers from you, seeing that you weren't the one who was elected to office. What it is, you are correct. You are correct to the point that The reason why I'm asking to speak to the assessor is about the constitutional amendment that's on the ballot in another couple of days from now or a few days from now, proposition number 6.
Yep. Does that have to do with the 50% increase?
Proposition number 6 have to do with the yes, 50% increase, the reappraisal,
Yep.
and the phasing. That all, I want to speak to the assessor about that whole initiative or that whole proposition itself that's on the ballot. We need to get his opinion on it. We need to know why is he backing that proposition, and we need to know his input in having that proposition on the ballot.
Who's we? Who's we? The voters?
Yes, we the people of Louisiana.
Yeah. So I will tell you, and this is not the answer that you're asking, but you do this is not coming from the assessors. This is coming from a state legislator named J.P. Morrell,
right,
who represents Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
You probably would do better going to Orleans Parish to get some input from Errol Williams.
Mm-hmm.
However, are you a resident of Jefferson Parish?
No, I don't live in Jefferson Parish. No.
Okay, that's not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So,
we are fully aware that J.P. Morrell is the author or the one who legislate this constitutional amendment. We are fully aware of that. But we are also concerned when we have elected officials, and we understand the level of cronyism, the level of corruption that's here, and the level of one and washes the other. We understand that concept. So that's why we want to reach out to
Mr. Brown. I actually don't have a clue what you're talking about with cronyism, with anything to do with an office, this office, that office, this constitutional amendment, other constitutional amendments,
right,
the actual constitution that we follow. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure even.
Well, again, that's what I'm saying. You know, the truth about it, you know, you're not a part of the system. You're not a part of you're not an elected official. You know what I mean? You're not the assessor. So, in all fairness, you know, when you make that statement that you're not aware of cronyism or corruption or whatever, I believe you. I truly believe you, because again, you are just somebody working just like all of us for a day's pay, and that's why it is so imperative that we speak.
I will be happy to get you. I will happy to have the assessor call you tomorrow. We'll be together.
Okay.
I will tell you that the purpose of this is to help taxpayers.
Really?
So that they aren't.
Really?
If they're, hold on. If they were to be increased by 50%, especially for people who live in an area that is affected by outside sales, this helps them kind of soften the tax burden that they had nothing to do with the increase.
Again, you know something, I appreciate you're calling him back, and I appreciate the fact that you're trying to explain what.
I'm not trying. I'm doing.
No.
That's my responsibility.
What
and
is?
I know exactly
what I'm saying. No, you cannot.
I'm not trying to do anything, Mr. Brown.
Tim,
I know my job really well.
Are you an assessor? Are you the assessor? Are you the assessor?
Mr. Brown,
yeah.
I've already explained to you that I'm a clerk within the Jefferson Parish Assessor's Office.
Okay, so you cannot speak. You cannot speak for the assessor. That's not right. You cannot do that. You cannot speak for the assessor.
I actually speak for the assessor when I'm given the authority to.
Okay, well,
and
okay.
I don't say my name without giving I don't say my name's Tim Porteous unless the assessor tells me that I have that authority to.
Okay,
and when I speak on matters for this office, of which I'm highly informed, that's because the assessor and I have sat down. But I will absolutely tell you that you should and have the right to speak with our assessor, Tom Capella. You can speak with him tomorrow when he is in this office.
Okay, and
we'll call you on this number, which is 303-8922.
No, not tomorrow. Tomorrow he can call me back on my secondary number, which is, tell me when you're ready, I'll give it to you.
I'm ready.
504-251-1203.
251-1203.
Yes, sir.
251-1203.
Yes, sir.
Got it. Mr. Brown, we look forward to speaking to you tomorrow.
I appreciate that, man.
All right, man.
Bye.
Tonight I speak to you as no other Louisiana governor has ever spoken to our state, because the challenges have never been so great, nor the impact so severe for all of us who live, work, or go to school here. Just as importantly, though, I speak to you as a fellow Louisianan, a small business owner, a concerned husband, and a father. Since I took office exactly 1 month ago today, I have met with business and industry, working families, educators, and parents to share the news of our budget crisis and to discuss workable solutions. I have also met with legislators from across the state, north and south, urban and rural, Republicans and Democrats and independents, to seek their ideas and to
We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our prosperity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. The Constitution of the United States. All government of right originates with the people, is founded on their will alone, and is instituted to protect the rights of the individual and for the good of the whole. Its only legitimate ends are to secure justice for all, preserve peace, protect the rights, and promote the happiness and general welfare of the people.
to share my own so that we can get down to the business of solving this massive problem as quickly as possible. I have also received devastating facts from our state's economists showing that we are in an unprecedented position. We faced crises in the past. When floodwaters rose and damaging winds bruised and battered us, we pulled together as one Louisiana. People from every walk of life, black and white, urban and rural, joined hands and resolved to get our state back on its feet. Once again, we must focus on solutions and not allow party labels and bickering to pull us apart. This Sunday, just 3 days from now, state lawmakers will convene in a special legislative session. For the next 3 weeks, we will take on the difficult task of correcting the largest budget deficit in our state's history. We know that behind every budget number are real Louisiana citizens. People like Braden Wilson. Braden is 9 years old and suffers from Lee's disease. He's been bedridden since birth and requires around-the-clock care. There's nothing in the world Braden's mom, Cody, wouldn't do for her family. And as a father of 3, I understand that. But the Wilsons and thousands of others like them are at risk of going bankrupt if the state program they rely on to help pay for Braden's care is severely cut. It's called the Now Waiver Program, and they can't get by without it. It is one of many that will take a major hit if we do not solve our budget problems. I will also tell you about cuts we are facing that, without your support to fix, will close down higher education institutions across our state. As I sit here with you tonight, we now have a more than $940 million budget deficit for this current fiscal year ending June 30th. In the year that starts July 1st, we are facing a $2 billion budget deficit. And because the Louisiana Constitution does not allow us to fix either of these budget deficits in the regular legislative session, we have just 3 weeks, starting this Sunday, to make the changes we need. We will not be paralyzed in fear by the size of this challenge, nor should we falsely claim the sky is falling. But this is a historic fiscal crisis, the likes of which our state has never seen, and absolute candor is required. First of all, how did we get here? While my predecessor inherited $1 billion surplus when he became governor, I've been left with almost $1 billion deficit for this year alone and a $2 billion deficit for next year. For 7 years in a row, the state has had growing budget deficits. Year after year, the previous administration made temporary fixes using one-time funds to patch recurring expenses, knowing that eventually the well would run dry. And it has. This year's $940 million budget deficit is made up of two different categories. First, the Revenue Estimating Conference, the panel of economists and financial experts our legislature relies on, met yesterday and told us that we are $570 million short of the revenue we originally expected for the year. That's the first part of the problem, and it's due in part to the drop in oil prices and a slowdown in sales and corporate tax collections. In fact, we're paying out more in credits and refunds to corporations this year than we're collecting from them in taxes. This is not sound financial policy. The other part of our $940 million budget problem this year is $370 million in commitments we made that we don't have the funds to pay for. This is partly due to irresponsible budgeting by the previous administration. They failed to account for how many people would need access to public health care, how many students would qualify for TOPS, how many people would enroll in our public schools, and how many state inmates would be housed by our sheriffs, among other failures. Now, the money is not there to pay those bills. I know we've all heard alarming talk about budgets before, but this is our reality. There are some who will try to downplay the severity of our problems for political gain. Some will claim our state's economists' numbers are false. Others will say we simply need to cut our way out of this mess. Remember, for 8 years we've had a conservative governor with a conservative legislature. If stabilizing the budget were as easy as cutting spending and simply reducing state contracts, that would have been done already. But it hasn't. Today, the stakes are far too high for Washington-style politics or for a crisis in leadership. I recall saying two things our state would never run out of were gumbo and gumption. Now is the time for both. To stabilize our state's budget, we should not shy away from the fiscal right-sizing that is needed. For me, right-sizing requires that we get both the spending and the revenue right. Focusing on one without the other would be irresponsible. But I want you to understand that if left unresolved, if the legislature does not choose a way to raise additional dollars to strengthen the budget, and very soon, we will face unimaginable cuts to vital state services. Here are some examples. Our healthcare system is on the verge of imploding. The Department of Health and Hospitals is already facing severe cuts. And without new revenue, those cuts will be catastrophic. With larger cuts looming next year, safety net hospitals will close, starting in places like Lake Charles, Alexandria, and Bogalusa. The healthcare services that are in jeopardy literally mean the difference between life and death. Funding for vital services like hospice care and end-stage kidney dialysis would be impacted. The new opportunity waiver, also known as the Now waiver, which provides much-needed help for families with developmental disabilities like Cody Wilson's, whom I told you about earlier, is under consideration for painful cuts and could be offered to far fewer people. I don't say this to scare you, but I'm going to be honest with you. No more tricks, no more smoke, and no more mirrors. Now let's talk about our universities, community, and technical colleges. The Louisiana Top Scholarship Fund is now so depleted that if the legislature does not raise additional revenue, fewer high school students will receive awards and current recipients are in jeopardy of losing their existing scholarships for next year.
We are going to emancipate ourselves from mental slavery because while all might free the body, none but ourselves can free the mind. Mind is your only ruler. We are going to emancipate ourselves from mental slavery. Because while others might free the body, none but ourselves can free the mind. Listen to this criminal some more.
With additional revenue, higher education this year will need to cut $42 million. This will be combined with a $28 million cut in top scholarship funds that the universities will have to absorb, resulting in the largest mid-year cut in Louisiana history. However, if there's no new revenue raised this year, higher education will face catastrophic cuts over the next 4 months. And that comes on the heels of the largest disinvestment in higher education in the nation over the last 8 years. As I mentioned earlier, if the legislature fails to act, and if we are forced to proceed with these cuts, the LSU Ag Center and parish extension offices in every parish and the Pennington Biomedical Research Center will close by April 1st, and the LSU main campus in Baton Rouge.
You're listening to The Proven Truth. You're listening to The Proven Truth with your brother and host, Anthony Brown. Coming to you live from the studios of Radio Gumbo Creole here in the beautiful territory of New Orleans, Louisiana. To participate in the show, you can call us here at 504-303-8922. Again, that number is 504-303-8922. You can also listen to us by dialing 712-432-7883. 712-432-7883. Again, you can also listen to us via the web by going to www.radiogumbocreole.net. That address is www.radiogumbocreole.net. We live stream this and every show, family. We live stream this and every show on the Facebook. We live stream this and every show on the Facebook. You can check us out on the Facebook by going to Anthony Brown for Assessor 2017. Again, Anthony Brown for Assessor 2017. We also live stream on the YouTube. We also live stream on the YouTube. You can check us out on the YouTube by going to The Proven Truth. The PROVEN Truth. And while you're there, family, subscribe to the channel. All right. We here on The Proven Truth, we here at this radio station, we are black conscious, not black ignorant. We are black conscious, not black ignorant. Hence, we recognize, we promote, we show love, we honor our ancestors. We pay tribute to those warriors who came before us, to those black men, women, and child who came before us, and not only came and while they were here, wear fancy clothes or add fancy hairstyle or, brag about their status in life. No. They came, and while they were here during their lifetime, they saw tyranny, they saw oppression, they saw inequality, they saw they saw all manner of evil. They saw all manner of evil. And what did they do? Did they sit down on the backside, fold their arms and keep quiet? Did they? No, they didn't, my brothers and sisters. They didn't. Our founding fathers, those champions who came before us, those beautiful people who came before us, decided to take action. And they did. No. Why these people we talk about so much? Why we honor them? Why we elevate their names so much? Because they decide, look, if these people were living today, we would call them heroes. Because they would actually put their life, or they actually put their lives out there for someone else. We would call them heroes. We would elevate them to higher status. Right? Now, mind you, these heroes over here, these ancestors over here, took action in a time when taking action is basically to sign your death warrant. Did they sit back and say, no, I don't want to offend Mr. Governor, or no, I don't want to offend Miss Mayor, or I don't want to offend Mr. whosoever the politician is, or I don't want to be the one to rock the boat? Did they say that? Did they say, no, I want to rub shoulder with the political and social elites, so I'm not going to talk about this issue over here, because this issue over here is spicy. This issue over here is a hot topic. And I ain't going to talk about this issue, because if I talk about this issue, the mayor won't invite me to our Christmas dinner no more. Or the governor won't invite me over, and the governor won't call my name, or members of the New Orleans City Council won't call my name. Or you see where I'm getting with this? No, did they? No, my brothers and sisters, what did they do? They say to hell with cronyism, to hell with white supremacy, to hell with inequality. Give me freedom, give me justice, or give my black ass death. In a time, my brothers and sisters, when to speak about what is right is basically to sign your death warrant, these ancestors, these people who are proud, I am proud to associate myself with these people over here, because these people love humanity so much, these people love mankind so much, these people love the race so much that they took action. Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Nanny from the Maroon, Paul Bogle, Fred Hamilton, Maurice Bishop, Malcolm X, Carter G. Wilson, Harriet Tubman, Thomas Sankara, Somoral Mackell, Bookman Juti, Toussaint Lovinshorn, Jack Dessalines. These are people who we show the utmost respect and love.
Dwayne Brown says his mind is already made up.
Absolutely no.
The proposed public safety tax will get a no vote from him.
I mean, we pay enough as it is. They steady raising the tax to pull us. You got water, electric, we've been taxed on all that too. So, I mean, our dollar is really worth a quarter.
The tax is expected to generate $17.7 million for the NOPD over its 12-year period. It would go toward hiring more officers to help reduce crime and police response times. The fire department is expected to earn $8.9 million from the tax as part of a settlement agreement between the city and the firefighters union on the decades-long firefighters' back pay and pension lawsuit.
This is a public service issue. This is not just about firefighters. This is about public safety. This is about better fire protection. This is about better police protection. And this is about better New Orleans.
The firefighters union president, Nick Felton, says the police and fire departments account for a majority of the city's budget. And if the tax is not approved by voters, it could mean layoffs and cuts to vital services.
They just taxing us and finding more ways to tax us. Just use our dollars the right way.
Listen, I get it. You know, people don't want to pay excessive amounts of taxes that, number one, don't go to where they think it's going, and number two, are unnecessary.
Felton says this tax will not allow for any backdoor provisions.
Easy Kid or
In another couple days, another few days from now, family, we're keeping it on the forefront. Look, this is one issue we are keeping on the forefront. This is one issue we are keeping on the forefront. And for those of you who forget or don't remember, for those of you who don't know about the proposition that we here have, or that we are offering, based on the constitutional amendments, based on what's on the ballot here in Louisiana, another few more days from now, proposition number 6. Proposition number 6. We are offering $2,000 cash, United States dollars. Again, it's close to Christmas time. It's almost Christmas. It's October now. Another day or two is November. For those of you who want to go out and do early shopping, Christmas shopping, or take your loved ones to a nice dinner, you know, here's $2,000. We are giving $2,000 out free. Well, not really free. You want to know you can get this $2,000? Let me tell you. First, you must live in Louisiana. Either now or at some point in your life, you must live in Louisiana. You must have a piece of property. You must have a piece of property. I must own a piece of property, right? You must own a piece of property. That piece of property you call your home. That piece of property you call your home. Your casa, your residence. That place where you go home to after a hard day's work. Now again, you could own that property. You could still presently own that property. Or you could have owned that property 30, 40, 50, 60 years ago. It doesn't matter. As long as you lived here and you own that property, and you were asked or required by the taxing authority here in the territory of Louisiana, it doesn't matter which parish you come from. Again, I'm speaking about the whole entire territory of Louisiana. If you were asked to pay this extortion fee, I'm sorry. If you were asked to pay this extortion, property tax. If you were asked to pay this property tax, that's what they are calling it. It's actually an extortion fee, but they're calling it property tax, okay? So let's just call it property tax right now. If you were asked to pay this property tax for that piece of property where you call your home, and you did, and before, after, or during, before you pay that money, before, after, or during the time you pay that money to these taxing authority, they give to you a valid assessment. They present to you a valid tax assessment. Now, for my brothers and sisters living or residing in the territory of New Orleans, Louisiana, it doesn't matter. For those of you living here in the territory of Louisiana, please don't call me, please don't text me, please don't email me and show me this piece of crap, or show me any document coming from any taxing authority that have on the top of it notice of assessment. Don't do that. If it have on it notice of assessment for whatever time period, I don't want to see it. You will never, ever, ever see this $2,000. You will never, ever get this $2,000 because I'm not asking you for what this criminal imposter, what this no good robber, Errol G. Williams, send out to people on an annual basis, mark notice of assessment. I'm not asking about that. This paper is a piece of crap. The only reason why I have this one right here and I haven't wiped my ass with it and throw it down the toilet is because I want to show this one to John Public. So John Public is fully aware that I'm not talking about this piece of crap. This notice of assessment. This notice of assessment that Errol G. Williams sent out is to trick you, is to deceive you, is to rob you, is to take your money from you. So this is fraudulent as it relates to proving that he did an assessment to get your money. He's a criminal. So, loved ones, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies and critics, don't send your boy this. Don't send this to me. Because if you send this to me, I'm going to send it back to you and say, look, try again. Because this right here is no good. This right here, my brothers and sisters, is a trickery. It's a deceive. They are bamboozling. You see? This is not good. Now, if you can show me a valid assessment, come on, look, a matter of fact, I'll give you this $2,000 and I'll take you for a drink. I really don't drink, but I might take you for a meal. A matter of fact, if you drink, I'll sit with you and we can talk. I'll give you this $2,000 and I'll take you for a drink. You know, or we can go eat lunch or dinner or something. So you will get a free meal or a free drink plus $2,000. Look, come on, man. I think that's generous. I think that's generous. No, I'm saying, why am I doing this? Why am I making this proposition right here? Because of what is on the ballot. Because of what is on the ballot. And you know something? Let's try this one more time, family. Let's try this one more time and see if we can get this clown, this politician to answer. We're gonna call this guy. What time it is? It's to 5 right now. I doubt he's gonna. Let's see. You know, it's to 5 according to our timepiece. We're gonna call this clown. Which clown I'm talking about? This clown. Senator Sean Paul Morrell. They call him J.P. Morrell. Let's see if anybody answers his phone. Let's see what's happened.
Hello, and thank you for calling the office of State Senator J. Morrell, District 3. Unfortunately, we are unable to take your call at this time. Please leave a message, including your name, telephone number, and reason for your call, and we will be sure to get back with you as soon as possible. Our fax number is 504-284-4796. Our email address is morelljp. That's MORRELLJP at legis.la.gov. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you and have a blessed day.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hi, good afternoon. This message is for the Senator, J.P. Morrell. My name is Anthony Brown, and I'm one of the people of the territory of Louisiana. I would appreciate it if the senator could actually return this call. Telephone number is 504-303-8922. Again, that telephone number is 504-303-8922. If you cannot get us on that number, our secondary number is 504-251-1203. Again, the secondary number, 504-251-1203. And this is in regards to the constitutional amendment that's on the ballot, proposition number 6. We would like to speak to the senator in regards to we are aware that he is the author of this proposition, and we would like to pick his brain. We would like to see the reason. We would like for him to explain the purpose behind proposition number 6 being on the ballot. You have a blessed day from the people of Louisiana. Adios. Okay, my family. So, look, we tried already. We tried some time already. We tried a couple of times to call in his office. We really didn't leave him a message, but, you know, what the hell? Let's leave him a message right now to see if this criminal will come on the ear and speak to us and tell us is the reasoning behind the proposition. Now, for those of you who missed it, maybe I'll play it again. What we did earlier, look, we know that this criminal imposter, Errol G. No Good Williams, won't speak to us. Errol G. Williams won't speak to us. A matter of fact, every time he see or hear the name Anthony Brown, that clown run behind some desk, behind some door, jump some fence, hide. We understand that you're allergic to we the people. We understand that, Errol. You know, we have been trying to talk to other assessors, and one of the things you're going to find out and you're going to hear, I'm going to play this clip again. We played it early in the show, but I'm going to play it again so for those of you who tuned in late can listen. There are a couple assessors who is basically, and rightfully so, you know, they're cronies. You know, they are a part of the corruption. There are a couple of assessors who are endorsing Proposition 6, to which we the people say no, right? And we call them, we try to have a conversation with them, and for the most part, they really don't want to talk to us. And in in lots of cases, they have their proxy call us back. But listen to this one. Listen to this one conversation that we had earlier today.
This is Tim Portis. May I help you?
Hi, Tim. Good afternoon.
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
How are you doing? My name is Anthony Brown. You returned a call. When was it? Last week sometime, asking to speak to the assessor for Jefferson Parish.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm going to go back and... What was your name?
Anthony Brown.
Anthony Brown. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just calling you because I know you spoke to someone in the office and you had some questions about the constitutional amendment.
Yes. And just for clarity, your name is Tim, right?
Yes, Tim.
Okay, that means you're not actually the assessors. You're not the Jefferson Parish assessor.
I'm not the assessor. The assessor is Thomas Capella.
Right.
I'm his first assistant.
His first assistant. No,
yep.
No, correct me if I'm wrong, Tim. His first assistant, that means you're not an elected official. You're basically appointed or somebody who is assisting.
Nope. I'm an employee of the Jefferson Parish Assessor's Office.
An employee, right? You're an employee.
That's it.
Right. Now, the truth about it, the question that I need to be answered, or the opinions or views that I'm trying to get, is from the assessor himself, that person who came to the people at Jefferson and said, look, I want to be your assessor. I'm the best person for the job. My name is on the ballot. If you vote for me,
Okay.
I swear.
So what's your question, and I'll get you the answer.
Okay, well, when you say get me the answer, you'll set an appointment for him to call me or for me to call him back?
Yep, but I need the way he would like this to go on, and the way we've worked for going on 8 years now is I just get some general information and give him some information and let him decide what the answer is or figure out what the answer is, instead of just coming in here unannounced and without any information. We'd like to be able to probably do a little research for you.
Well,
it's just about the 50% increase. It's really stemming out of Orleans Parish. This really doesn't have anything to do with Jefferson, even though it's a statewide constitutional amendment. But it's really stemming out of Orleans because of the B&Bs that are popping up all over Orleans Parish. And what's ultimately happening is people are selling their properties now for a very large sum compared to what the initial value was, and that is affecting the overall value.
Hold on, Tim, 1 second. I want get you. I want understand you fully, because you basically jump right into the explanation, and I think I'm going to allow you that privilege to do that. You asked that if it was related to what? What you asked if it was related to? You said
constitutional. I was told that you had initially called asking information about the constitutional amendment that is on the ballot, statewide, that has to do with the reappraisal of residential property every 4 years that could result in an increase of 50%.
Right. Okay. Yes, that's what I wanted to talk to the assessor about. No, you are saying
that's right.
And then your response to that was that even though it's on the ballot, repeat what you said a while ago. Even though it's on the ballot, it won't affect Jefferson Parish.
It will affect every parish statewide, but that is only if the assessor in any parish, not just Jefferson, not just Orleans, in any parish where a reappraisal every 4 years is done on residential property owner, if the assessor in his or her authority deems property to be increased by more than 50%, 50%, that would require the sheriff to collect that increase incrementally in 25% increments over 4 years.
Okay. Again, I understand that you are the assessor assistant, and it really wouldn't be fair for me to pose the questions or get answers from you, seeing that you weren't the one who was elected to office. What it is, you are correct. You are correct to the point that the reason why I'm asking to speak to the assessor is about the constitutional amendment that's on the ballot in another couple of days from now, or a few days from now, proposition number 6.
Yep. Does that have to do with the 50% increase?
Proposition number 6 have to do with the 50% increase, the reappraisal, and the phasing. That all, I want to speak to the assessor about that whole initiative or that whole proposition itself that's on the ballot. We need to get his opinion on it. We need to know why is he backing that proposition, and we need to know his input in having that proposition on the ballot.
Who's we? Who's we? The voters?
Yes, we the people of Louisiana.
Yeah. So I will tell you, and this is not the answer that you're asking, but you do this is not coming from the assessors. This is coming from a state legislator named J.P. Morrell, who represents Orleans. You probably would do better going to Orleans Parish to get some input from Errol Williams. However, are you a resident of Jefferson Parish?
No, I don't live in Jefferson Parish. No.
Okay, that's not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, we are fully aware that J.P. Morrell is the author or the one who legislate this constitutional amendment. We are fully aware of that, but we are also concerned when we have elected officials, and we understand the level of cronyism, the level of corruption that's here, and the level of one and washes the other. We understand that concept. So that's why we want to reach out to...
Mr. Brown, I actually don't have a clue what you're talking about with cronyism with anything to do with an office, this office, that office, this constitutional amendment, other constitutional amendments,
right.
The actual constitution that we follow. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure even...
Well, again, that's what I'm saying. You know, the truth about it, you know, you're not a part of the system. You're not a part of you're not an elected official. You know what I mean? You're not the assessor. So, you know, in all fairness, you know, when you make that statement that you're not aware of cronyism or corruption or whatever, I believe you. I truly believe you, because again, you are just somebody working just like all of us for a day's pay, and that's why it is so imperative that we speak.
I will be happy to get you. I will have to have the assessor call you tomorrow. We'll be together.
Okay.
I will tell you that the purpose of this is to help taxpayers.
Really?
So that they aren't.
Really?
If they're hold on. If they were to be increased by 50%, especially for people who live in an area that is affected by outside sales, this helps them kind of soften the tax burden that they had nothing to do with the increase.
Again, you know something, I appreciate you calling him back, and I appreciate the fact that you are trying to explain what...
I'm not trying, I'm doing.
No.
That's my responsibility.
I know
what I'm saying.
You cannot.
I'm not trying to do anything, Mr. Brown.
Tim,
I know my job really well.
Are you an assessor? Are you the assessor? Are you the assessor?
Mr. Brown.
Yeah.
I've already explained to you that I'm a clerk within the Jefferson Parish Assessor's Office.
Okay, so you cannot speak. You cannot speak for the assessor. That's not right. You cannot do that. You cannot speak for the assessor.
I actually speak for the assessor when I'm given the authority to.
Okay, well,
and
okay.
I don't say my name without giving I don't say my name's Tim Fortes unless the assessor tells me that I have that authority to.
Okay,
so
well.
when I speak on matters for this office, of which I'm highly informed, that's because the assessor and I have sat down. But I will absolutely tell you that you should and have the right to speak with our assessor, Tom Capella. You can speak with him tomorrow when he is in this office.
Okay, and
we'll call you on this number, which is 303-8922.
No, not tomorrow. Tomorrow he can call me back. Family. Now, look. We spend some time with Tim. You know, we are civil-minded people. Apparently, Tim works in the office of the Jefferson Parish Assessor Office, and according to Tim, he is his first assistant. We don't know how much assistant the Jefferson Parish tax assessor have, but we know we speak to the person that's in the first position. That's all we know, right? So right off the bat, that tells us, why would you need so much? Look, we don't need to know the amount. It could be 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't care. Why would you need so much assistance or any goddamn assistance inside there? That's taxpayers' money going down the drain. We speak to him, pick his brain a bit, understanding the fact that, whatever he say to us really don't hold any water, or we is neither here or there, because again, he's not the elected official, and we the people only speak to elected officials. Understand that concept. We are the bosses. So we don't need no proxy. We don't need you to come to us or respond to us through a third party. We don't need that crap. Why? Did you send an assistant when you came to us begging us for a job? Huh? Did you have an assistant at that point? When you came to us asking us to put into public office, did you send someone to speak on your behalf or to answer any question that we the people poses to you? No. So why should we tolerate or entertain or talk to your assistant right now? You're so big and powerful right now you cannot come and talk to your bosses. Now, a couple of things you need to be mindful or take notice of in this conversation. One of the things is that he's saying that initially his argument was, look, it would serve you best talking to Errol Williams, right? Initially his argument was, look, this have nothing to do with Jefferson Parish or any other parish per se. It more have to do with Orleans Parish, right? And luckily he caught himself, because after I challenged him, he was like, no, it's a constitutional, it's going to affect everybody. However, it's a representative from Orleans Parish who drafted. Look, it would be somebody from Orleans Parish. Why do you think it would be somebody from another parish? And as I said to Tim a while ago, look, we understand you ain't a public official. That's why we ain't talking to you black or your white ass, whoever ass is. But we understand the level of cronyism and corruption that's here. Right? We understand all of that. So we know why there is, or what they are trying to do. The pressure, the fight back with this old property taxing scheme is right here in New Orleans. No other parish, nobody out there that I know of. I'm the only Anthony Brown in the territory of Louisiana that live in Orleans Parish that's fighting these criminals when it come on to property tax. Me. So it would stand to fact that one of Errol G. Williams' cronies, a JP, you know who JP Morrell is? Man, look. JP Morrell. Huh? You can get JP Morrell $10,000, $15,000 and get anything on the ballot. You can give, look, if you have 10 grand, you can give it to JP Morrell or any other of the so-called representative here that's in New Orleans. And you can get them to put an amendment or to carry it to the body and push for it to be on the ballot. We understand that it would take somebody from right here in New Orleans, because this is where the pressure is at. And again, he's gonna come to me with his little peanut brain knowledge. Boy, it's good for the people of Louisiana. Says who? Says JP Morrell? Says Errol Williams? Says your boss? Huh? Listen to this, family. Listen to this. Listen to this. Let me read something to you from the Louisiana Tax Commission. Let me read something to you from the Louisiana Tax Commission. According to the Louisiana Tax Commission, family, listen, an assessment increase, because this is what they are saying, and this is what they are telling people, and this is what people are buying into. This is what people are buying into. This is what people are believing, so that it can be voted yes on. Now, listen to what the Louisiana Tax Commission, that body, that group of people there in Baton Rouge, that commission or that board, I don't remember right now. I think it comprises of one person from, I think they divide the territory of Louisiana up in, however they divide it up, and they have one person representing each division, right, to form that commission, the tax commission. And this is what they are saying. Listen, they are saying that an assessment increase of more than 50% over a 4-year period for residential property is not typical. Is not typical. Okay, compare that to what you just heard a while ago from this first assistant to the Jefferson Parish Tax Assessor's Office, right? This was drafted, according to him, based on the B&B properties here in New Orleans. So this proposition right here that's on the ballot right now, proposition number 6, was because of what been happening here in New Orleans. That's what they want us to believe, all right? That's what they're claiming. Okay? Now, whether you believe that yes or no, that's on you. I don't. Whether you believe that yes or no, you have a God-given right to believe what you want to believe. I don't. As a matter of fact, I can go as far as telling you that I know factually that's false. That whole concept is false and faulty. So, if it is based on that, the B&B properties here in New Orleans, why don't the New Orleans City Council take action on that? Or the question is, haven't the New Orleans City Council took measures to prevent certain B&B property from certain things? Why would we then need a constitutional amendment to be placed on the ballot that would affect every single piece of property? You dumbass bastard. You can't talk to me. No, you're an elected official. I don't want to speak to you. You didn't care to we the people. Huh? Why would it then? If it's because of B&B, if it's because New Orleans, why would you need to put on the ballot a constitutional amendment that would affect every single piece of property here in the territory of Louisiana, that would affect every single man, woman, and child? You dumbass. We're stupid. Listen. The Louisiana Tax Commission, what did they say? Louisiana Tax Commission. An assessment increase of more than 50% over a 4-year period for residential property is not typical. Is not what? What's the word, family? The word is typical. Typical. Therefore, according to the commission, amendment number 6, the amendment would not make frequent changes to the assessment rule. Why the hell we have a constitutional amendment? Don't tell Anthony Brown that crap. You go tell somebody else who you can fool. Let me tell you something, man. My mommy and my daddy didn't raise a fool. My mommy and my daddy didn't raise a fool. I don't swallow any pill that I get from any politician. Errol Criminal G. Williams can go tell anybody else that who don't have common sense. I do. I have common sense. I was born with common sense. My God created me with common sense. I don't want your goddamn credentials, your master's degree, your PhD, or your 4-year degree, or whatever you want to call it, your batch. I don't envy nobody for that. I got something that's more superior to your credential. I have common sense. I have the ability to read, and not only read, you criminal bastards, J.P. Morrell, but to comprehend what I'm reading. You no good criminal Errol G. Williams. Who do you think you're talking to? My name is Anthony Brown, and I'm proud of that crap. Well, not really proud of the name, you know what I mean? The truth about it, you know, I've been bearing this name for some time, you know. My true name, I don't know. I just, you know, I've been using it for a while, you know what I mean? But, be it as it may, my name is Anthony Brown. I'm no goddamn dumbass bastard. Listen to me, man. For all of you critics out there, look, I love you guys, you know. All my critics and my enemies, all my critics and you guys who think you know what proposition number 6 is, I love you guys. Look, I have no animosity for you guys. Why should I? For the most part, a lot of you guys have been tricked. I've been bamboozled. I've been brainwashed. I have love and sympathy for you guys. Love and sympathy. You have been bamboozled. You have been brainwashed. You have been lied to. You have been deceived by these politicians. Some of you out there, because you want to be a part of something, because you want to keep or to maintain your status, that, oh, I know Mr. Assessor, I know Mr. Mayor, I know Mr. Governor, I know Mr. State, you know, because you want to rub shoulder, because you want to rub shoulder with political elite, well, political criminals, goddamn elite. These people, there's nothing elite about them, man. Nothing elite about these criminals, man. Nothing elite. They are utilizing public office for their own selfish financial gain. That's what they are. You're going to tell me that these people cannot read and comprehend what they are reading? Let me tell you something, man. The reason why I love my critics out there, and I confront these criminal imposters, or these politicians, people who call themselves, who occupying seat of public authority or public authority, is because I know for a fact certain fundamental principle must be applied. I know that I'm one of the people of the territory of Louisiana. I know that. I know that I am the one with the power and the authority that elected officials supposed to respect me, honor me, okay? Call me Mr. I'm the one with the power. They're supposed to shiver when they see me. Not really, not necessarily physically shiver, but I'm the one with the authority. They're supposed to be kissing my ass if any ass kissing to be had. If any ass kissing to be had. If any ass kissing to be had. Latoya Cantrell. Well, I don't want her to kiss my ass because maybe she would love it. And then maybe I would have problem inside my home, you know, because maybe she would love the fact that she's kissing my ass so much, you know, and then at that point I would be having problem, you know what I mean, in my personal domestic affairs, and you know what I mean. But I'm just saying, I'm utilizing the term or the phrase loosely. If there is any ass kissing to be had, you know, they, as elected officials, supposed to be kissing our asses, the people's asses, not we kissing their asses. For what? We don't want nothing from them. Huh? We, the people, don't want nothing from them. All they are employees. What are they? They are employees, man. What's so goddamn special about them? Huh? They come to us asking us for a job. So why should we turn around, give these people work, give these people gainful employment, then turn around and kiss their ass? You stupid? You dumb? You ignorant? Why would you do that? Why? Huh? You mean we put food on the table, clothes on the back, a roof over the head, and with all of that, they now have to turn around and kiss them ass? You're crazy, man. I don't know what's in the water that you guys drink, but my water right here, you see this water right here, what I drink, this H2O, let me take a sip real quick. Hold on. 1 second, family. Oh, that's good, man. This water right here come from a secret place. I ain't gonna tell you guys where it come from. This water that I drink come from a secret place. Okay? It does. When I drink this water right here, look. When I drink this water right here, you know what happened to me? I see clarity. When I drink this water. Clarity. Okay? Clarity when I drink my water. Clarity.
Thank you. Also tonight, New Orleans property owners have 17 days left to pay property taxes, and for many, the amount owed to the city is substantially higher than what most are used to paying. WDSU reporter Gina Swanson is here live to explain why, and Gina, some pretty big numbers. Absolutely, Norman. Here's a property tax bill. That one was actually mine. The bills are due on January 31st, and even though the assessments went out back in August, many property owners still have sticker shock.
I've been saving my money to pay it.
And so have many property owners across the city who now have just over 2 weeks to pay their tax bills due at the end of the month. Many saw a substantial increase this year.
It had gone up about almost 50% from having to pay about $10,000 a year for the property owner in the French Quarter to about $15,000.
Leo Watermeyer owns properties in the French Quarter. He says the higher tax bills are discouraging for folks looking to buy in Orleans Parish. He's one of thousands in the city who question why his tax bill is so much higher this year than in years past. Assessor Errol Williams says there are a number of reasons for property owners to see the higher tax bills, including some properties that haven't been revalued since Hurricane Katrina.
Substantial number of properties in New Orleans, and probably more like 90% of them, were reduced in value. So some of those people have enjoyed those low assessments for almost 7 years.
Assessor Williams also says after consolidating the 7 assessor districts into one, his office identified a number of properties that had been sitting on the books for years undervalued.
There were a number of properties that we have found and continue to find that are either on the tax rolls as a vacant lot. They are owned for a storm damage value of $30,000, which may be worth as much as $1 million.
Still, when tax assessments went out last August, this was the scene. Long lines at City Hall, and 3,300 people filed appeals, including Leo Watermeyer. He was able to get an adjustment.
I felt successful in the appeal. My taxes this year are going up about $900 instead of going up almost $5,000.
But more than 70% of the people who filed appeals got no relief and are on the hook for the increased tax bill.
And we should also mention, just because you've already seen an increase in your tax bill, depending on what neighborhood you're in, your property valuation could go up again this year. Errol Williams admits that his office isn't perfect, but says that they are working diligently to get assessments as uniform as possible. Norman, certainly not there.
Hold on to your wallets. Huh?
I'm trying to.
All right. Thank you, Gina. The city, meanwhile, is urging property owners to pay their...
Family, look, one of the first things that we look at or we question, right? Again, remember, we the bosses, right? We're the bosses. So one of the first things that we look at when we look at this amendment is we ask ourselves, why? Why at this time? Why are we doing this? Why are we having this ballot initiative on the ballot? Why? What are they trying to achieve? What are they not telling us? What's the true purpose and intent? What? Why? What's the reason for this ballot initiative? That's one of our first questions. Then we actually take a look at the ballot initiative. We read it. We further then saw the section of the contract being the Constitution that they are trying to change. When we look on the contract, it's Article 7, Section 18A and F of the Louisiana Constitution. We went back to the contract, the Constitution, okay? Because, look, that's what we do. That's what we do. We are bosses. We have powers and authority to which we delegate some, not all, some of that authority to them. Who is them? Government. Elected officials. Then we create this contract and we give this contract to them. Now here it is, for their own selfish purpose and reason, to cover their criminal conduct, to cover their criminal asses, they are now trying to amend the contract. So we, the people of Louisiana, looking on that portion of the contract that they are trying to amend, and looking at the verbiage of the proposition itself, recognizes right off the bat the trickery, the deceit, the twist of hands. We saw right from the get what it is that they are trying to do. We saw that. Now, understanding the concept that there is some among us who have been indoctrinated to think a certain way will never and can never see it. We understand that. There are some among us who have been indoctrinated to think a certain way. Hence, they are the first one to tell you about their credentials. Oh, well, I am a licensed attorney. I'm a licensed attorney practicing law, and I know how to interpret this document. Or, hey, look at me. I'm a licensed real estate broker. I'm a licensed real estate broker, or I have to, that's my business. It's my business to sell property, or it's my business to know what, how this thing work. So, hold up, Mr. Licensed Attorney. Hold up, Mr. Real Estate Professional. So you're going to tell me, because I wasn't indoctrinated like you, because I didn't spend years and a lot of money to get my credentials like you, I'm a buffoon? I'm stupid? I cannot read and comprehend what is on paper? So you're going to tell me, Mr. Licensed Practicing Attorney, Mr. Real Estate Broker, or whosoever you want to be, because I wasn't indoctrinated like you. I'm not smart enough to read what's written. I don't buy that crap. I fail to accept that as being factual. I fail. Now, to you, I say much love and much respect to you and your indoctrination and your credentials. I don't want to see that or hear about that. I'm telling you that I don't need that to see what's going on right here. I don't need that to interpret what's in the contract. When you speak to me, you're speaking to me, one, from a place of ignorance, straight up. You're speaking to me, or the people of Louisiana, from a place of ignorance. This proper, hold on, the family, because you know something. When these people with their credentials and talk to me, or try to convince me about certain things, all I do, because all I have to use is common sense. So what I do is go back to their own documentations, or go back to people that have the same credentials like them, but exercise common sense like what I do, and I show it to them. I say, okay, what I'm saying is what this person right here, who you respect or who you recognize, is the same thing that they are saying. Listen to this, family. I've been saying for some time now, it doesn't matter. Even though we are here talking about this constitutional measure, proposition number 6, that's on the ballot, and I've been so for some time. And we are saying to proposition number 6, we say no, we vote no. No to proposition number 6, no to proposition number 5. But even if this proposition should pass in their favor, it still don't work crap. Even if this proposition should pass in their favor, it wouldn't mean nothing, because they couldn't utilize it, or they couldn't impose it more so on Anthony Brown or on my associates. Maybe on, a few of you, the rest of you, they could. It wouldn't work. it wouldn't mean nothing. It would be null and void of law. It would be worthless. But I am trying to ensure that we, the people of Louisiana, are informed and vote no on it, because we don't want to vote yes or have it vote yes so they can at least point it and say, well, look, there it is, it's in the contract or it's in the constitution. No, we don't want to give them that leverage or that false premise for them to base the argument. Check this out. Listen to this. Listen to this, family. All laws which are repugnant to the Constitution are null and void of law. Marbury versus Madison. Now, every first-year law student know that. Every first-year law student know that. So this guy over here who is bragging and showing his credentials and telling us that he's practicing law, right? He knows this. All laws, notice it didn't say some or a few. You know where this is coming from, family? Now, for these guys over here who want you to believe that they are the only one who can interpret this document over here, or who can understand the Constitution, or who can understand Article 7 of the Louisiana Constitution, because they are because of their credentials, or because of their position in life, or because of their status, either political or social. They need to know this. Listen again. And for those of them, or for that group who will tell you that they are licensed practicing attorney, they more than the rest should know this. Listen. All laws which are repugnant, meaning that word repugnant, family, not to insult intelligence, but mean against, not in line, not supporting the Constitution, are null and void of law. Marbury versus Madison. Now, look, there is so many different citations. Whoa!
Oh, sorry, bro.
There's so many different other citations, right, that preceded this one case law right here. Now, where this is coming from? The United States Supreme Court. The what? The United States Supreme Court. Now, you're going to tell me that those 9 justices that sit there in Washington, D.C., and the highest court in the land don't know what they're talking about? I'm just a mere conduit. Who is Anthony Brown? Huh? Yes, it's coming from my mouth. But you're going to tell me those 9 people. Now, Shepherd, there's a lot of different case law that's been shepherdized, meaning you utilize this case law that states the very same thing. So what am I saying, family? Let's look at a couple more. It says, where rights secure by the Constitution are involved, there can be no rulemaking or legislation which would abrogate them. Let me say that one more time for my critics out there. I'm not talking about for the 90% of you or 95% of you who, just like me, are utilizing your common sense. Right? I'm talking for that 5% who want to brag and tell you about the credentials, or want to make it believe like it's only them can read and comprehend what's in the Constitution. Listen, what are we talking about here? We are talking about property rights. We are talking about property rights issue. We are talking about financial rights. We are talking about financial issue. They want to take from you what is rightfully yours. What is that? Your money, your sweat, your labor, the fruits of your labor. They want to take from you your fruits of your labor. What is the fruit of your labor? Your money, your house. You work hard, night and day. Some of you put in 10, 12, 15 hours a day. For years you do that. For years you do that. Get up early before the birds start to sing. Come in late after the kids have gone to bed. Huh? Some of you do 2, 3 jobs. Huh? Sweat. Just so you can acquire. Just so you can have a roof over your head and an automobile to drive you from point A to point B. That's what we're talking about. It is a right. It's your God-given right. It's a right. And what did they say in Marbury versus Arizona? Huh? Where rights secured by the Constitution are involved, there can be no rule making. Come on, somebody. Oh, we're preaching. We're no goddamn preacher. We read it. Or legislation which can abrogate them. What's this right here? Is it an act of the legislation? Is it this criminal J.P. Morrell, Louisiana state representative for New Orleans, put this on the ballot? We don't give a rat's ass. We don't give a rat's ass if this should pass in their favor. Huh? What? What did we just say? All laws which are repugnant to the Constitution are null and void of law. What they are doing right here, family, this is the trick. These 2 words, residential property. Look, you can go talk or you can go, look, let me tell you something, man. One songwriter once told us, himself, listen, we sick and tired of the hism, schism, rather die and go to heaven in a Jesus name. We know and we understand, Almighty God in a living man, you can fool some people sometime, but you can't fool all the people all the time. Now we see the light, you criminal bastard. We're gonna stand up for our rights. Listen to the late, great wisdom teacher, songwriter, Robert Nesta Marley. You can try to trick us and fool us. Huh? We know. It's not all that glitter is gold. Half the story I've never been told. So now we see the light, you criminal politicians. We're gonna stand up for our rights. Yeah! Get up, stand up. In the morning. Huh? What you know about? Huh? What you know about your criminal bastard Errol J. Williams? What you know about? Huh? What you know about J.P. Morrell? What you know about? Huh? We sick and tired of the hism, schism. Huh? Rather die and go to heaven in a Jesus name. Huh? We know and we understand. Huh? You can fool some people sometime, But you can't fool all the people all the time. Now we see the light. What are we going to do? We're going to stand up for our rights, you criminal politicians. You can't fool us. We ain't stupid. We ain't dummies. We ain't buffoon. Huh? Huh? One more for you, you criminal. One more. Listen. An unconstitutional act is not law. Huh? Criminal. Goddamn criminals. We don't care if this should pass, which we know the people of Louisiana ain't going to be voting for this crap. I guarantee that we won't be voting for this. We're going to be voting no on proposition number 6. But we are saying, if you go there and you convince so much people that yes, we are doing something. No. If you should convince them to the point where you get enough people to vote yes, this is what we are saying to you and to those ignorant fews. Listen, an unconstitutional act is not law. It confers no rights. It imposes no duties, affords no protection. It creates no office. It is legal contemplation as inoperative as if it had never been passed. Huh? Norton versus Shelby. Look, we can go on like this all goddamn day and tell you. We don't care. Huh? We don't need a special credentials, man, to know what's on the goddamn ballot or to interpret this. We don't. We utilize what our God give us. And to proposition number 6, you criminal bastard Errol G. Williams, we say no. To proposition number 6, you criminal bastard J.P. Morrell, we say no. To proposition number 6, you criminal, all of you guys that sit on the New Orleans City Council, we say no. To proposition number 6, you nonchalant, Tanserback want to be friend with everybody, Lataya Cantrell, we say no. Huh? Look, let's go to the contract real quick, family. Go to the contract. Huh? Look at the contract. Look. Pull up the contract. Pull the contract up, family. Now, mind you again. Listen. This is what the Louisiana Tax Commission says. According to the Louisiana Tax Commission, an assessment increase of more than 50% over a 4-year period for a residential property is not typical. Okay? It's not typical, right? Therefore, according to the commission, the amendment would not make frequent changes to the assessment rule. Listen to the language that's on the ballot. Listen to the text of the ballot. Do you support an amendment that will require that that any, that word, my brothers and sisters, any, is so imperative. Did you guys hear what the guy just said a while ago? That person representing the tax assessor for Jefferson Parish, Tim. Did the guy just hear what Tim said a while ago? Huh? No, here it is. Oh, it's on the ballot, according to Tim, according to Jefferson Parish Tax Assessor's Office. So according to the Assessor Office of Jefferson Parish, this constitutional amendment is on the ballot because what's going on here in New Orleans, Louisiana. New Orleans. In Louisiana, we got 64 parishes. In Louisiana, we got 64 parishes. Right? Within the territory of Louisiana. And one parish out of 64, according to what Jefferson Parish tax assessor is telling us is the cause of this amendment being on the ballot. What? Really? Really? That's what we are hearing from the Jefferson Parish tax assessor. So look, all these B&B properties is because it's as a result of all these B&B properties that's pumping up or jumping up here in no. Who give the authority for all of these B&B properties to be operating here? Where that authority came from? Where that licensing or that permitting come from? From the goddamn city of New Orleans, from the body politic, from that political subdivision, from the city council. So then, can't they fix that problem? Couldn't they address that issue? Why? Now, the city of New Orleans would represent, in terms of fraction, 0.0000000000000001% of the territory of Louisiana. So why the hell would this proposition need to be on the ballot that gonna affect the other 63 parishes? Am I missing something? Am I missing something? Look, again, look, full disclosure, my friends and family, full disclosure. I did not attend their institution of indoctrination. So maybe I could be missing the point or missing the issue. I could. For full disclosure. I got no shame in my goddamn game. I got no shame in my game. I give a rat's ass so nobody want to think or believe about me. But I didn't go to their colleges or universities or schools of indoctrination. So that thinking process, the way all they think or choose to operate, I do the opposite. I utilize what my God give me. Now, if we should believe that theory, that this proposition or this amendment, amendment number 6, is on the ballot because of what's happening here in New Orleans, because of those B&B issues. Why would the ballot measure or the text of the ballot reads like this? Do you support an amendment that will require that all reappraisal of the value of residential property by more than 50%? Right? Now, one, it's a constitutional amendment. What does that mean? That means, should it be valid, should it pass, it's gonna affect the whole entire territory, not just New Orleans or the parish of Orleans. It's gonna affect St. Bernard, the whole entire territory. Okay? So what sense does that make? Could not have the city council, the Orleans Parish City Council, impose some kind of ordinance that they're accustomed to imposing to rectify or solve this issue? I'm asking a question. Couldn't they have done that? Why they need to go and do something? Let me tell you why real quick. Because we're almost running out of time. So that they can rob a lot more of us. They can rob a lot more of us. Because for those of you who think that this is just for certain people, or for those of you who, with your ignorant self, who think that this only affects investors, or people that conduct themselves in that B&B activity, you're dumb, you're stupid. And again, I apologize. No, let me take that back. We have stated from day one that when it comes to our fellow New Orleans, when it comes to our fellow Louisians, we ain't gonna call you out your name. That was a slip of the tongue a while ago. I apologize for that. We use that for politicians, not for the average man and woman in Louisiana. You are not stupid, you are not dumb. You are just misinformed. You are just misinformed or lack the knowledge. Okay? This will affect every single parish in the territory of Louisiana. Now, once we look at this draft document, we recognize what it is that they are trying to do. And let me tell you what they're trying to do. They are trying to associate the word, the phrase, residential property with the word, the phrase, ad valorem tax. Therein lies the trick. Therein lies deception. They are trying to associate the word. They want you to believe that residential property is associated or could be one category of property that is subjected to the ad valorem taxation. Therein lies the trick. This whole 5 sentence paragraph was designed to mislead, to misinform, to trick, to deceive you. And they are out promoting it just like that. Now, look, my brothers and sisters, family and friends, loved ones, we ain't stupid. We are counting down. Today's October 29th, right? We actually have October, so we have 31 days in this month. So we have 2 more days left in October. So we have actually 8 days to go. We actually have 8 days to go. And as I promised you all, we're going to be speaking on these amendments. We're going to be speaking on proposition number 6, and right up until that day, right? Or matter of fact, Tuesday is the 6th, so we're going to speak. I'm going to be speaking about it right up until that day, until the 6th, right? However, the last show we're going to have before that is going to be on the 5th, which is a Monday. It is imperative for you, my brothers and sisters, not only to vote, not only because you just going to the ballot and casting a vote and casting an ignorant vote doesn't make sense. The Democratic Party want you to do that. These politicians want you to do that. You need to be fully informed. about what's on the ballot, who is on the ballot, and what you are voting for. Your vote is powerful. You going out there, the system that we live under, the system by which we used to govern ourselves, you casting your vote, my brothers and sisters, is powerful, is significant. Your vote do counts, even though it may seem as if it doesn't. Even though you may hear from time to time that your vote doesn't count. Your vote do count, because your vote is actually you speaking. Your vote is actually you speaking. You telling these people. I know a lot of you go to the ballot with emotional ties. You know, not looking at who or what is on the ballot. And that in itself is a sad case. However, we are saying, don't waste the opportunity. Look on what's on the ballot. Look on the amendments. Talk to your friends, talk to your neighbors, and go there. And just like we did back in November 6, 2014, let's send these criminals, let's say Errol G. Williams, Lataya Cantrell, every single individual that sit on the New Orleans City Council. Let's send John Bell Edwards. Let's send every single person that sit in the legislative body, to include J.P. Criminal Morel. Let's send a message to everybody that sit on the judicial branch. Let's send everybody that sit on the administrative branch a clear, loud, and precise message. We are the bosses. You will listen and continue to listen to us. We are not stupid. We are not fools. We are not buffoons. We will not allow you to tax us no more than take that money and pad your retirement funds. You goddamn criminals. This is your brother, Anthony Brown, saying, until Thursday, much love. Peace.